Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Palm Center here in Brickell, Florida, where tonight we have game one of our SimWorld TV doubleheader between the Yacht Club and the Rocky Mountain Monsters. I'm B-Ron alongside my man Siege. How are you, my friend? It's good to be with you here in Florida at the Brickell Center.
Oh, you know how excited I am to be down here in Florida, in Miami, with the Yacht Club. You know, I hit my boy Toshiro's house before the game. I got to see him and the family, as always. Beautiful visit. I'm excited for this game. Rocky Mountain actually has a lot on the line, already being one of the top seeds in their conference. They need to win out to secure that #1 over Gotham 5, who holds the tiebreaker against them. So this is a big game for them. And on the other hand, Yacht Club has been really hot recently, and so they're going to want to continue that momentum into the playoffs. We should have a really hard-fought game here, B-Ron.
We definitely should, as the Kwame through will get things started for Rocky Mountain. The layup there, and Yacht Club on the other hand, like you mentioned, Siege. Both teams are playing for seeding. Yacht Club trying to they can elevate their seed here, I believe, with the win in the next couple of games here. But let's see how everything shakes out. And no and one there, as Jay Lasser gets called for the foul. That'll be Kenneth Gaffney going to the free throw line.
Bianco got that really easy look at a three there to start the game. And just to clarify for everyone out there watching who doesn't pay too much attention to the rankings, so Yacht Club currently does hold the 6th seed. They jumped Lone Star Basketball after Lone Star's recent loss, who's 16 and 14. Yacht Club 16 and 13. So at this point, what Yacht Club is playing for is to keep that 6th seed, which would most likely have them matched up with the H-Town Hoopers or Bay Area Breakers, as opposed to Best Coast Ballers if they drop to the 7th seed. So it's kind of a game of who would you rather match up with? Who does your team play better against? Whose scheme do you feel you could succeed against? And so I'm going to pose that question to you, B-Ron. If you are the Yacht Club, would you rather play either H-Town or Bay Area, both teams with more dominant bigs, or Best Coast Ballers with one of the better players in the league in Laced Area's Outlaw?
I was gonna pose the question to you first. How dare you? but I think I would take my chances with H-Town, honestly. And I say that because for some reason these Texas teams haven't been as consistent as I would like them to be. And I feel like if you can take away what they do well and try and limit their big men in the scoring department, then you'll have a chance, because they have Adam Max, and Yacht Club does. Adam Max is really good big for them since coming back from suspension. So I'm hoping that he can be probably a force for them in that game against H-Town if they get matched up with them. What about you, Steve?
You know, as much as I would love to disagree, for the spirit of debate here, B-Ron, I'm going to say I kind of agree, because either way, H-Town or Bay Area, what you're getting is a team who has struggled a little bit recently. Bay Area got their most recent win, but they've also been struggling. And I think between Tyshawn Ism and Adam Max, that's not too bad of a big duo themselves that they've got. And specifically with H-Town plays really good defense. That's what they thrive off of. Yacht Club has built this identity off of getting out and running and not letting the other team set up.
Big fella.
Not letting the other team set up a defense. So I think if they could execute their game plan, that could be kind of a kryptonite for the H-Town Hoopers and what they do.
Absolutely. And right now, Kenneth Gaffney is all over the court. Extremely active on both sides of the ball. Didn't get the layup there, but he's been really active to begin this game. Both teams' offenses started off pretty good, making the most of their opportunities when they can get them. So Bell fires a three. That falls.
Ring the bell, ring the bell.
Lead right back in their favor after the big Justin Bell three-pointer there. And so, talk about this game a little bit more, Siege. What are you looking for in this one for both teams to get the win? What are your keys to victory for each of these teams?
So, to be honest, it seems like an easy one, but for Yacht Club, like we just mentioned, getting out and running, and I think that centers around your star guy in Dominic Bianco. Rocky Mountain plays a really good team defense, they're very team-oriented, but if you can get them out in transition, where somebody's got to stop the ball, they don't...
It won! Good job, Siege.
That's too strong.
Ah,
But to get back to the point I'm making is that I don't think they have the guard perimeter defenders to necessarily stop Bianco in transition. So what I'd be looking to do is get Bianco out in transition. That's going to create some chaos. They've got to double him either in transition, or someone's got to stop the ball, or he's going to get an easy layup, dunk on someone's head, all the things he does well. For Rocky Mountain, I think you play that team-oriented game. You play smart on offense. You don't take bad shots so that Yacht Club can't get out and run, and then Justin Bell get him going.
Yep, those are both very good plans for both of these teams. We'll see how that goes as far as this game and how things play out, because we know that sometimes things don't always go according to your plan. Lucas Banks on the last one here for Rocky Mountain got the and one. He made the free throw as well, but Yacht Club able to respond with the bucket of their own. There's Daquan McDougal. I got my baskets mixed up earlier. The first basket of the game was Ireland early, not McDougal.
I'll tell you what, B-Ron, this Rocky Mountain team also has a great duo of bigs. I think we have a much deeper lead when it comes to the big man position than a lot of people want to realize, because the top of the league is so dominant, and there's almost like that step. But when you get to that next level below the Tyson Simpson's in his own range. And then you got the Trey Hymans, the Arthur Lattimores, the Lorenzo Phenoms, 11 Cutlers. But then after that, you got kind of the next tier, the Nick Hugos. I'll put Nick Hugo up there. But then you got a lot of guys. Daquan McDougal and Lucas Banks are more than serviceable bigs. They're both very talented and do a lot of things well.
Absolutely. And there is another jam there for Yacht Club. Getting that one to go. 17-15. They've gotten a lot of easy inside looks. Here Yacht Club has these past few possessions here, Siege.
Yeah, and that it seems to be the way that Rocky's playing defense. And we're going to have to see if that's a schematic thing. Is that something they're going to keep doing, or they're going to adjust to what Yacht Club is trying to do?
Yeah, I think at this point in the season, when you're trying to get yourself ready for the race to one, that includes everybody, including coaches getting more involved and making adjustments to Island early. Layup good.
Great call.
Sprinting down the court. Caught the pass and was very, very easily able to finish that one. But back to my point. I think that when it gets to the point in the season, Siege, it's all about getting everybody being on the same page. That includes coaches making adjustments for their teams. This is the time when you need to start getting in that habit now. If you weren't doing it a lot before and your team is here, you got to start making it.
Absolutely, and the talk has come up. Let's talk about some teams that just missed the race to one. A lot of the coaches are kind of taking a lot of heat, and for me, rightfully so. Some of the blame has to fall on the players. They're the ones out there on the court. You got to remember these are young kids. The coach has got to kind of take the helm.
Yeah, coach has to take the helm. Timeout here being called. Rocky Mountain up 21-15. Come back for the last 150 of the first quarter. Welcome back, everyone. Yacht Club in possession of the ball, trailing 21-15. 150 to go here in the first quarter. And when you're in a home game like this, Siege, I don't think this is the plan to come out here, and I don't want to say they're not playing well because they are, and Bianco attacks and gets the bucket. But I don't think that this was the plan to come out here and be trailing to start the game, especially in front of your home crowd.
No, I mean, that really should never be the plan. As we both know, a wise man once said, if you score more points, you're going to win the game. So you usually want to keep that in mind, even in the early stages. But they're very much so a team that's equipped to come back from any kind of lead, even a small one like this. They can run, they can score in bunches. So long game, they should be all right. It should be.
Excellent ball movement there from Rocky Mountain led to the three from Zane Davis. And this Bianco driving again too fast. He missed the dunk.
Get off the rim.
All that work and missed the dunk. You gotta finish those, young man.
All shake, no bake. Look at this mismatch in the post. Oh my God, he's 3 times his size.
Can't finish, though. Gets a rebound and finishes on the second one.
Yeah, somebody's got to come help on that rebound. I don't know how you expect Bianco to defend him out and get the rebound. He shouldn't be able to do any of those things.
Yeah, a tall task for sure in every sense of the word, but able to do so effectively the first time anyway, at least. But Bianco able to run right around his defender and get him for another dunk. That's one thing that he does so well. He's so quick on that first step that by the time he gets by you, you don't realize it until he's dunking the ball.
I mean, he's a little guy with a lot of explosiveness. Before you know it, you blink and he's gone through your legs and he's above the rim. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Speaking of blinking, this first quarter has been pretty fast. The last 5 seconds here. Bianco inside, gets rejected by Davis, and that's how the quarter is going to end. 26-19, Rocky Mountain out in front. We'll see if they can hold on to it in the second quarter. Come on back to the Palm Center. Welcome back, everyone. Second quarter action set to begin. We saw some great ball movement here in the first quarter from both of these teams. It's really, really impressive. Especially at this level to always see that kind of thing going on.
Absolutely. I mean, we got 8 and 7 assists from Rocky Mountain and Yacht Club, respectively. Both teams moving the ball to get those buckets in. And as you can tell from the scoreboard, it's been a pretty fast-paced, pretty high-scoring affair so far. I'm a little interested to see if we're going to see either of these teams kind of lock up on defense or if this is just going to be a barn burner all the way.
Absolutely. We saw Big Washington there fighting his way to the rim. He's rewarded himself going to the free throw line, drawing a foul from DeMarco Graham. Is there,
B-Ron, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if there's a more dense player in our league than Maury Washington. 6'9", 250 something. I think the only guy who might be able to have the conversation is Jalen Tucker and Kevin Sullivan from the Originators.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I was gonna say Reza Red, but I think Rez is 235 or something like that.
Yeah, he's 235 and I think he's 6'10". So I don't know, and I think Jalen Tucker, if I'm not mistaken, is 6'8", 245, 250-ish. So he's up there. And then Kevin Sullivan's what, like 6'5", 300 pounds? So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to check on that for you guys later on for sure. But Maury Washington, big man, not missing his free throws, getting them both to fall. And guess who that is? Dominic Bianco. Once again, getting himself more points, and he's been extremely active, as he should be, for Yacht Club. The primary scorer for them, as there's Zane Davis and himself for it on the other end as well.
And B-Rom, we were talking about it early, and I'll stand by it. I think Bianco's going to continue having a big game because while Rocky Mountain does have a really great team-oriented defense, their guard perimeter defenders are not near the top tier to me. And because of Bianco's speed and his quickness, not having a guy who can sit on him and lock him up, that's going to hurt them all game.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that could be a problem, especially because of Bianco's speed and Willis as well. Last year too, for that matter. The Yacht Club team is built around speed, and that's what they do very well. With DeMarco Graham here at the free throw line. Foul was called on Lucas Banks. And I think another thing that makes these teams so deadly in terms of being able to get these easy looks are the people passing them the ball. Because we spoke about it earlier, Baltimore has been really good, but the people who are making those passes is just as much a part of the success as the shot itself.
I mean,
you put your team in a position, that makes things so much easier.
Having a good creator on offense, someone who can create for themselves and their teammates, is so vital to being a good team-oriented team, because you're not playing that ISO ball. Like, you can have a lot of players who can create for themselves, but having a guy who can create for his teammates, that's way more valuable.
Right, exactly. And not every team is going to have a DJ Wagner or Bronny James. And when you don't have that caliber of player, you have to find other ways to do it. And both of these teams find ways to do it. Not to say that Bianco is not on the level of a Bronny or a DJ, but again, just having the ability to get to the rim at will, like Dominic Bianco does, it just makes things so much easier as he dunks another one.
Dude, I swear that all rims conspired to kill his uncle or something, because he hates them. Anytime he gets a chance, he is punching one of those rims.
He is on a mission here in this one. Bianco committed to the U, Miami, so hopefully we'll see him do a lot more of that at the next level. As DeMarco Graham finishes strong on the inside.
And there's that great find from Bianco, just more of that. It's that court vision we're seeing from a lot of guys tonight. Bianco displayed it right there. Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. A little bit of Ole defense there. Lucas Banks coming in. One-handed tomahawk jam.
And B-Ron, I think we're going to get one of these barn burners tonight. It does not look like either team is slowing down.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it as well. And maybe it's one of those things of hey, guys, go out there, have some fun tonight. And we'll get ready for the race, but we got some fun while doing it. As there goes Graham scoring again on the inside. Both of these teams are absolutely on fire offensively.
I will say I'm a big fan of defensive games, but I am enjoying watching them light the scoreboard up tonight.
Absolutely, and there's Booby Walker and himself on the board as Yacht Club calls a timeout to try to slow the offense here. Maybe for Rocky Mountain, but we'll see how it affects them. Like I said, both these teams have been really, really just great, is for lack of a better word, in their offensive production. I think a lot of that has to do with the combination of the ball movement we've seen, and maybe a little bit of poor defense too, Siege.
Yeah, and it's tough because these teams are playing so fast-paced, and at this point you can play good defense, but they're just hitting their shots. I mean, everyone's just hitting their shots. It's one of those games where it almost seems like the rim's just, a half inch bigger in diameter than it usually is because everything's going in. We've seen both teams hit from inside. We've seen some mid-range shots. We've seen some threes. Also, not just shots going in. We're seeing a lot of guys with some sweet moves to get to the rim. Lucas Banks had that one a couple plays ago. We saw Maury Washington handling the ball and getting to the rim. I mean, it's an all-out, everyone's doing everything tonight.
Yeah, everybody is showing off their skills for sure. Looking almost like an all-star game out here with the things we're seeing here tonight. And speaking of the all-star game, we are going to have that Legacy versus Legends conference game. That is going to be on August 26th, so look forward to that one in the future as they last week get stuff on the board.
I am excited for that SimWorld Rep Saturday showcase. It should be It should be exciting. You know, you get to see guys that you wouldn't get to. It's always fun when you get to see really great players who don't get to play with each other be on the same team and just have kind of a look at what it would look like, you know?
Absolutely, Siege. There's a 3-ball from Laster, no good. 36-31. Rocky Mountain in the lead. Justin Bell bringing it up. Thought he was just up and pop. There it goes, up and good. Ringing it again. Here's Justin Bell. Rattling it home, 39-31.
Come on, B-Run. You got to put your phone on silent when we're in the booth. Come on.
My apologies, man. Hey, look, blame it on Justin, man.
I will. I'll let him know.
Yeah, he's cooking though. He's cooking. And Adam Max trying to cook inside and does. Shot clock winding down. Doesn't phase the big man at all. As he puts that in. And Siege, you know, Adam Max, extremely talented player. We've seen him come on late here in the season after his suspension earlier. What does his future look like for Yacht Club, or even just, you know, him as a player?
I mean, he's really interesting to me because he's got a little more foot speed than you would expect of someone his size. We've seen him display a really good kind of face-up shot from the mid-range in the post that we don't see a lot of guys at this age be able to do. And we've seen him, since he's come back from suspension, get better and better at what we just saw there, kind of backing his man down. I think his ceiling could be very, very high. He almost reminds me of a... I'm having trouble thinking of a comp at the moment for him, but he's not your typical big man who's a little slow in the feet. I almost want to say he's got a potential to be a Blake Griffin type, not from the athletic standpoint, but when you see Blake Griffin in, you know, Detroit, if you watch Blake Griffin in Detroit where he really had the ball handling going, he had the passing going, that's kind of, Adam Max has the foot speed to be a guy like that. Whether he'll develop those kind of guard skills that we saw Blake Griffin develop, I'm not so sure, but Blake Griffin's skill set, not his athleticism, but his skill set, I think is something he could achieve.
High praise there for Blake Griffin and Adam Max comparison, and Rocky Mountain losing the ball, and Tyshawn Ism turning it into 2 points quickly with the easy dunk. Got to take care of the basketball, but it's a 4-point game here, folks. 43-39. The Palm Center crowd is really getting involved. We got a good crowd here tonight, too. Justin Bell works inside, gets it to go. 45-39. Rocky Mountain out in front. Go ahead, Siege.
And B-Ron, I'd love to get our producers to get us a check on what the highest scoring game in the league this season was. And I'm getting worried it was, all right, thank you. I'm getting worried it was 108 combined score, and they are well on their way to being able to, was that?
It was, yeah, Best Coast. It was Best Coast and Run DMV, I believe. It was 108-101, and I believe that game went into overtime.
Okay. See, I had a misunderstanding of what my producer was telling me here. I'm going to need him to be a little more clear next time, but we'll deal with that off broadcast. But we got a combined 209 would be the record. That's what we're shooting for tonight, and it looks like they're not too far off being able to achieve that.
They almost got a combined, 100 points between them, and we're not even out of the first half yet. So take that for what you will. The game clock winding down. Bell fires a 3 in front of the rim, no good. Yacht looking to respond here and maybe cut it to 1 with a 3 on this possession.
Would be a big, that's a mismatch. Barbecue
Still
chicken.
got to take it. Yep, got to take it, and you got to make it. Adam Max does both of those things. 2-point game, 47-45. Final 15 seconds of the first half taken away, but continuing to get to the rack with ease. Rocky Mountain. That was Kenneth Gaffney doing it again. Final 10 here, probably see Yacht Club hold for the final shot of the half here. Laster with it, gets a screen from Max. 3-ball up, no good. That's how the first half ends, though, for folks. An exciting first half, to be sure. 49-45. Rocky Mountain in the lead. Both these teams came to play, having fun here in the Palm Center in Florida, Siege.
Yeah, and I think what we've definitely seen we could highlight from both teams, the ball movement has been phenomenal from both teams. There's the obvious everyone's hitting shots, but the ball movement's phenomenal, and that comes with everyone getting involved and everyone kind of playing their part. And because of that, we're seeing a high-scoring game. I don't necessarily even think it's bad defense. We have seen some blow-by layups, blow-by dunks, whatever. What I would like to see Rocky Mountain do is slow the pace of this game down a little bit. They're doing, I mean, they are one of the higher scoring teams in the league. That being said, though, I think if they go out running all through the second half, I'm worried they're not going to be able to keep up with the speed of Yacht Club. So that's what I would watch out for in the second half.
Yeah, we'll see what adjustments both teams make. Second half action coming up. Don't go anywhere. Second half action, get ready to begin here in a few minutes, and boy, oh boy, Siege, that first half was absolutely... That first half, Siege, that really stuck out to you or made a difference or can potentially make a difference here in the second half?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what, the obvious one, I think you could see it just from watching the game, but both teams are shooting above 60% from the field. I mean, that's almost unheard of. That's crazy high shooting percentage. What I will say for Yacht Club is Bianco seemed to dominate. 11 points, great half, but I thought he had like 20 already, I'll be honest. Who I would keep going to, Adam Max got 10 points, and he's 5 for 5 from the field. They do not seem to have an answer for him. I would maybe keep trying to run through him.
Really? Okay. And I would take it the other direction. I would continue to ride your star in Bianco, personally. But that's just me. I'm always the person who wants to. If your star's producing, continue to go through him until he's not anymore.
That's always a great strategy. That's actually a good point.
Yeah. It's one of those things. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because there is a 3 ball that's not going to find the bottom. They're rocking down here, chance to extend their lead. McDougal's gonna move inside, gets it to go off the glass.
McDougal, that's a great name.
one of the great names in Timber Hoops for sure. There's plenty more that could be on that list. He's my personal opinion. Oh my goodness! Clear the runway for Dominic Bianco.
Is that allowed?
It feels like it shouldn't be. But it is.
Biron, speaking of names, I think Rocky Mountain might be in the running for the team with the best collection of great names, to be honest. Ireland Early is a really good name, I think. Daquan McDougal, as we already said, is a great name. Dejon Gaffney Ward.
Yeah.
DeJuan Litton Cordoba. And then a top three name in this league for some. Not for me, but for some, Booby Walker. So it's just a great collection of names on this team.
Absolutely, and they're playing like a good collection of players here as well. Adam Max dunking it home as well. My goodness, see, that was a absolutely monstrous jam.
There are kids walking.
Yeah, look out. Cover your eyes, children. That was absolutely monstrous. But McDougal coming back with one of his own.
Where is the defense?
Non-existent here, apparently, Steve, to begin the third quarter of play. We've seen dunk after dunk. Then a jam session here to begin the third quarter for sure.
It's the Space Jam. Welcome to the Space Jam.
Bianco draws the foul. Can't get it to go, though. We're going to take a quick for the free throws, though. Come on back. Welcome back, everyone. 57-49. Rocky Mountain still in the lead. Seen some crazy offense, as we've seen through most of this game. That has not led up to start the third quarter at all. And Dominic Bianco here at the free throw line for 2 free throws. So I'll get fouled before the break. First one up and rattled in. As a reminder, after this game, we are going to have game 2 of our SimWorld doubleheader. It'll be Bad Boys Basketball taking on the Beasts of the East. And of course, after this game will be the post-up, where LOB and Maestro. And after that, again, it'll be Bad Boys taking on Beasts of the East. So look forward to that one after this. Any early predictions for that one, Siege? I know we're in the third quarter here, but any early thoughts on that one?
I think it'll be a great game. We've seen Bad Boys surge lately. Also, I think there's going to be some heat in that game between the teams. I don't know if anyone saw it, but Coach Sonny Jackson kind of gave Beast of the East and Levin Cutler a little bit of bulletin board material when he was asked about the matchup between Levin Cutler and Lorenzo Phenom. He very firmly stated that Lorenzo Phenom was, no question, the better big. And because of that, he's going to have his way with Levin Cutler. And I think...
Oh my goodness, hang on, Pete. Hang on. Dominic Bianco continues to have his way with the Rocky Mountain defense and the rim wherever he's on the floor tonight.
Jesus Christ. I mean,
oh my goodness. Yeah.
He is abusing that rim. But if I can get back on a train of thought, which I don't know, he might have just derailed me there. But yeah, I think Coach Sonny Jackson might have given Levin Cutler individually and that whole team some bulletin board material. I think it's going to be a fiery game we see in our second one.
Yeah, with knowing that was said, yes, absolutely. That's definitely bulletin board material. We know that Coach Drayton has a personality on him, and he very much believes and supports his players 100%. And I'm sure he's not going to take kindly to that as well. Maybe we'll see some kind of interaction between the two before the game starts or after the game, however it goes. We'll see, but man, Dane Davis Mini, no good. Does not rattle in.
Well, B-Ron, also on that note, but in a more literal sense, I also happen to know that Coach Drayton literally keeps a bulletin board, one of those little cork boards, in the locker room to put stuff up on, just for aesthetic purposes, because he's an all-around coach. Everything matters. And there he is again. It's like we as soon as we turn away from the game, Dominic Bianco is like, redirect your attention. Watch me.
Yeah. Watch me do what I do, man. And Bianco is doing what he does extremely well. Now they're on a fast break here. Garrett Hart with it. Attacking and finishing with 2 hands. 2-point game in the process. 59-57. 2:55 to go here in the third quarter.
We're playing basketball. Don't you love that one, B-Ron?
Love that one. Love that one. And Gaffney. Ooh. Love that 3-ball from him as well. 61-57. Turning the lead back out again. I don't think the lead's been bigger than 9, 8 at any point. I feel like anyway. I don't think it's gotten above 10 all game.
I think you're right. I don't think we've seen a double-digit lead yet.
And with the way this game is going here in the third quarter, I don't think you see it get that far, but big Maury Washington has other plans.
I think he just bent the rim. I think he bent the rim.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if he did. Look at the quick hands. Justin Bell sneaking in from behind, knocking the ball away. Now throwing lobs out here. Not able to get it to go, though, as it gets knocked down, but Gaffney able to recover it.
Little ambitious on that one, but...
Yeah. Most definitely. Didn't have the right angle on that one, and a lot of traffic in there. Shot clock down to 1. 3-ball up. No good. And Yacht Club able to come out with the rebound. There's Bianco. Spinning away, not able to get the points, but Adam Max coming in and cleaning up. Nobody boxed him out, Siege.
Go
ahead, Siege.
I believe that was Rizzo Davis Wright, though, if I'm not mistaken.
You may be right.
That was Ramon Escobar. I'm sorry about that, Ramon. No. I wasn't familiar. Okay. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Yes, sir. Oh no! You throw the alley-oop, and the windmill catch and the finish just, man.
Talk about getting ambitious. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That looks like a dunk contest attempt.
I know we have the top 10, but that's a not top 10 moment, I think.
I think it ends up being one.
Yeah, we need the funky music for that one now. Justin Bell with it here. Down to under a minute in the quarter. Bell can't get it to go. Bianco is currently not on the fourth moment, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Trey Willis had other plans. He said, you know what, I don't need Bianco, it's fine. I can do it myself.
Dude, he's a freak athlete. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. He reminds me of John Wall.
I like that comparison. As a John Wall fan myself, I'm all aboard that train. It's a 3-point game here. Final few seconds of the third quarter taken away. Rocky Mountain looking to maybe hold for the last shot with the game clock and shot clock pretty much neck and neck with each other. Shot clock maybe a couple milliseconds ahead. But Banks here. And now they're going to give it to early three ball. No good. Third quarter's going to come to an end. It's a 3-point game here, folks. 66-63, Rocky Mountain in the lead. We'll see if the Yacht Club can come away with the win, or Rocky Mountain can hold on, come back with the fourth quarter right after this break. All right, everyone, 3-point game here in the fourth quarter. Rocky Mountain up 56-63. You know what that means. Put those fours up, folks. It is fourth quarter time. And Siege, we've had a fantastic game. Adam Max cuts it to 1 with that bucket there. Back and forth all game. Both teams really getting it done in the paint and scoring with efficiency on both sides of the ball here. It's been a great game all throughout.
Absolutely has a lot of highlight plays too, and Justin Bell's going to go for another one here, but we're just silent after the first half.
Adam Max getting the foul called on him. So very quickly here in the quarter, we're going to get free throws from Rocky Mountain. That's DeJuan Gaffney Ward, younger brother of Kenneth Gaffney.
You got to make your free throws, B-Ron. You know how I feel about these. They're free.
Absolutely. Got to make them, and Gaffney Ward gets the first one to go, making it a 2-point game again. And I know we spoke about it all game Siege pretty much, but here in the fourth quarter with everything kind of coming to a head, what is going to have to happen, both these teams, to secure a win? I think, in my opinion, how may kick this one off, I think at some point somebody's going to have to get a stop, a big one.
I don't know. That sounds like a tall task right now. Sounds a lot easier to just let them get to the rim and slam it.
I mean, that's also a good point at this point, right? You could trade dunks all game, but if it's like it is now, 1-point game, it's not going to matter. Rocky's going to win if it gets to that point.
Well, okay, B-Ron, yes, but what I will say is Yacht Club is in a much more favorable position to reach the magic number, and they could do it here on this possession.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. They can. Laster can't get it to go. Rockyman with it the other way. Here comes Ireland early, bringing it up. Some stops here in a row from Rocky Mountain. You think the defense is finally showing up here in this one?
Yeah, they probably just did it because they heard us talking, and they love to prove the announcers wrong. They just love that.
Broadcaster's curse every time, man. Jump ball here. As a reminder, we do these old school style. We're actually going to jump these. No possession arrow here in Simro Hoops. Everything about Simro Hoops is getting these kids ready for the next level, the NBA level in some cases.
In a few cases, we probably got a few guys who could go pro.
I think there's definitely a few who could do it. Yeah, just a few, right? We're not gonna make this to everybody thing, but Tyson Islam though, getting the jumper to fall, and there it is, Teach. They've reached magic number of 69.
Let's see if it holds up. That's always a point of intrigue to me. It's not perfect. We saw Bad Boys overcome it not too long ago. So if Rocky Mountain's a real contender, then this number won't matter to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And just because the number is hit, don't turn it off. Don't go nowhere. There's still five left to go. Don't go nowhere yet, y'all. Plenty of game left, and in this game, as exciting as this has been, you definitely don't want to miss the rest of this. Attacking the rack, not able to finish. Great defense there, though. Lucas Banks.
Good dish.
Yep, gonna get on the inside and can't finish. On the other end here was Banks after the great defense to prevent the finish on his side.
And it looks like both defenses have finally...
Man, Tamir Johnson came to bring it with that one. And a timeout as a result. 71-68. Come up from Rocky Mountain. We're going to take one of our own. 5:01 left in the fourth quarter. Come on back for the rest of it. (71-68) Yacht Club in the lead. I believe this is their first lead of the game, matter of fact. Yes, 69 was their first lead of the game. Look, my brain was like, nope, they led earlier than that. You're wrong. We got it figured out. 71-68. And it's going to stay that way for right now.
For now.
For now, yeah. Adam Max bringing it up.
lot of game left to be played, B-Ron.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta sparkle. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh! Jay Laster! From Dominic Bianco. Everybody's getting involved, man.
Where did he come from?
I don't know. I don't know, man. But this Rocky Mountain team, keep in mind, is the best scoring team in the league. 74.8 points per game. Best record as well. Justin Bell, though.
Oh.
Hey, hold on. We are not out of the woods yet. But he's down. So, hand down, man down, and all that stuff for now. But he's gotten back into the play on the defensive end here.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, highest scoring team in the league, best record in the league, and Yacht has come out and not just shown that they can compete with them, but they're outscoring them in a high-scoring affair. That should really put a lot of teams in the Legends Conference on notice.
Absolutely, and to Yacht Club's credit, they are sitting right now at 71.3 points per game. That's good for they're top 10 in the league, so they're not slouches in the scoring department themselves either. But
I'll be honest here on this is almost what I'm expecting, what we've been kind of wanting from Yacht Club all season.
Honestly, yes.
We've talked about it time and time again that their roster, in terms of talent and depth, is up there with the Bay Area and a Gotham. Like they are up there in terms of depth and talent. And what they needed was to figure out an identity, and it really seems like they've done that at the right time. They're surging late. I would be terrified of them as a 6th seed going into the race to 1.
Yeah, absolutely. As a 6th seed, you can really come in and surprise a lot of people, and that's what any playoff environment is about as a lower seed. If you can come in and make some noise, upset, bust some brackets, if you will. And I think we're definitely going to see some of that in the race when we saw it last season in the national tournament and even in the international one as well. So I expect the same thing to happen here as both of the leagues combine together from one big league. And we'll see, but I definitely think that it's going to happen at some point. We'll wait and we'll see how the brackets shape out, obviously, before we make those predictions. But yeah, it's going to be exciting when we get there for sure. And Yacht Club is peaking at the right time, Siege. That's what it's about, I think, too, at this point in the season, too.
Getting hot at the right time. That's the biggest thing you can do in basketball.
Yep. Three-pointer from Bianco does not fall. 1-point game for the lead. Yes, sir. Lucas Bang gives the lead.
Rocky Mountain said, we're not going outside like that.
No, they are not finished in this one yet. Bianco driving and dunking again. Timeout from Rocky Mountain.
Dude, he's standing vertical.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say the score. 77-76. We have a report from our sideline reporter, Yells. What do you have for us, sir?
I was speaking to an interim head coach who is trying to make his claim to be full-time head coach as he has led Rocky Mountain to the top record in the league as of now. And he said, as far as this game goes, I heard him telling his players on the sideline, we are the best team. The media may not know it, the world may not know it, but we know it. Let's go out here and let's finish the game like the champions we are. He may be right, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, he may be right. This team, I think Rocky is one of my top 3 picks to win it all. I'm being honest with you, Siege.
I think they certainly make my top 3 or 4. I really like what they do. I like their depth. I think a lot of it is going to end up coming down to, we've talked about it all season long, the development of Justin Bell as that number 1 guy. I think if he can really, truly be that number 1 guy in the race to 1, they're going to have a real chance to win it.
Absolutely. And we're down to 2:10 to go here in the game, Siege. Who's your player of the game right now for both sides?
For me, on Yacht Club side, I'm tempted to go Adam Max because he did have a great game, but the best player on the floor tonight for them was Dominic Bianco.
No way, man.
Dominic Bianco, he's the best player on the floor for them. And on the other side, it's really been a great team effort, but once again, the best player tonight has been their best player. It's been Justin Bell.
Been a tough game for both teams, and the lead changes hands once again. Thanks to that shot there. 78-77. 1-point game. Minute 30 to go. Here in this one. Lasser driving. Does not get the shot off. Passes it out instead. And now Rocky Mountain the other way with it. Bell attacking. Layup. Good through the contact.
That's so tough.
Big shot from Justin Bell right there. 80-77. Yacht Club trailing, but still plenty of ball game left. Driving inside. Shot up off the glass. Can't get it to go. McDougal grabs the board. And Rocky Mountain, under a minute, they have the lead. Let's see if they can hold on to it here, Siege.
Yeah, this is a big one.
Zane Davis for three, no good. Yacht Club grabs the board. They're going back the other way with it.
That's the mismatch down low.
It's a 3-point game here. Islam down in the post. Got to do something quick here with it. Can't be camped out down there too long. Gives it out to Bianco. Bianco. Fade away jumper off front of the rim. No good. Islam there. One-handed flush. Timeout Rocky Mountain. 1-point monster lead. 80-79. 24 seconds left. That was Rocky Mountain's last timeout, Siege. They'll get the ball up here at half court, and they'll have a chance to extend the lead some more, but I think that's a big basket there for Yacht Club to have.
I mean, that's a big second chance bucket. You talk about it all the time.
Absolutely.
You can't allow second chance points, and right there, they allowed a huge second chance opportunity for Tyshawn Islam. And there's 24 seconds left. Likely, Yacht Club is either going to have to get a quick steal or they're going to have to foul. Either way, they're still in this game. But I mean, this is going to come down to big coaching decisions. If they are able to get a stop here or a steal, go for the quick bucket. Now, if they foul, Rocky Mountain hits 2 free throws. It depends on how much time comes off the clock. But then you got to decide: are we looking for a 3 or are we going to the rim?
Yeah, if you go for the steal, don't get it. You got to foul immediately, and then from there, it's just like you said, strategy thing. You know, if they hit 1 or 2 free throws, it changes how you attack that next possession down the floor, because Yacht Club has 1 timeout left, so they'll be able to advance the ball at court with it. And we'll see what happens. There's 2 timeouts left. My apologies. 2 timeouts left. So we'll see how that changes their plan of attack. But right now, Rocky Mountain's going to have to get the inbound off first, and Banks going to be the one inbounding the ball. And they're going to get it to Gaffney, and they're going to foul him immediately.
Almost got a backcourt there.
Yeah, almost. And we have seen that a couple of times this season, Siege, in these moments like this. Gaffney does get the ball, and Bianco's second foul in a row, his 3rd personal, will send Gaffney to the line here for free throws. 80-79. Go ahead, Siege.
You just got to make these free throws. They're free, B-Rock. These are free points. Give you a 3-point lead. They're free. They don't cost you a dime. They're free.
Nah, gotta make these. And he does make the first one. One more left.
I'm sure he'll make the second one too, B-Ron. I'm not concerned.
See, when you say that, the broadcaster's curse comes into play. It doesn't affect him this time, though.
Fine, it's fine.
Yacht Club's going to burn one of their 2 timeouts. So, again, they will advance the ball to half court. 21 seconds left. The team captain for Rocky Mountain puts the clutch free throws in. And now Yacht Club needs to respond, and respond in a big way. 3-pointer will tie the game up, Siege. Do you go for it here? You don't have time left.
This is always like an interesting thing to me. There's 21 seconds, so there's plenty of time to get a quick 2. I think you got to base it on a couple of things. One, and I always believe this, if I'm coaching, you take the best shot available when it becomes available. If Rocky Mountain is pressing up on the perimeter and really playing against that 3-point shot, and you're going to get an easy lane to the rim, you take the quick bucket, send them back to the free throw line, see if they miss one, play that game. Now, if they're playing, they're not really playing the 3, they're playing kind of just normal defense, just hard defense, then you kind of have to just run a quick play, run your offense, see what becomes available. If you have your heart set on one kind of shot here, you could really get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing with the way the game is now, with how close it is. You don't have time to be thinking too much about it. But we'll see what happens here. Yacht Club will be inbounding the ball. And it's not Adam Max doing the inbounding.
Ooh.
Figured it would be him doing the inbounding, but
Good.
not here. We'll see, though.
Where do they go?
Inbound to Laster. Laster, Max setting the screen for him. Laster takes a jumper. It's good. It's good. 13 and a half seconds left. 1 point game. Rocky Mountain in the lead still.
Oh.
And they're going to foul again here. Bianca, that's his fourth. That's going to send Gaffney to the line here again for 2 more free throws.
B-Run, I would have liked to see them at least try to trap it in the corner there. They threw it into the corner, and anytime they do that, you got to at least try to trap it. But, I mean, now they've got him at the free throw line. He'll make both of these, and we're back in the same situation with 9 seconds left on the clock.
Gets the first one, does Kenneth Gaffney. 83-81. There is some huge pressure here on Gaffney in this spot. And this is a big spot for any young kid. These are the spots you dream about, though. And Gaffney makes them count.
He's big time. He's big time. Pressure doesn't matter to him.
We're going to take one final break before the rest of the fourth quarter here. 84-81. Come on back for the last 12.4 seconds. (84-81). Rocky Mountain out on top in this one. Not done yet, though, folks. 12.4 seconds left. Yacht Club has used their final timeout, so they cannot advance the ball to half court after this one, of course. But it's a 3-point game. Again, the question remains here, Siege. You know, are you still of the mindset to get the best look here you can with less time left than previously on the clock, or do you kind of take what you can get to try to tie it up here if you can?
So it does change a lot when you've got a little less time. I still say you don't have time to run the pick and roll, get Laster that mid range. I don't think you quite have time for that.
Nope.
What you would have time for if they run a cut to the rim, easy. We'll see. But I think you go for the 3.
Yep, we'll see what they draw up here. Laster does take the 3. No good. He doesn't get it to fall in unless they foul, which there's the foul. It came a little late. But Laster could not get the 3-pointer to go, and Justin Bell, who had himself a phenomenal game, is going to go to the line to try and ice it here.
He'll answer the bell, B-Ron. He's making both of these. He's definitely not missing both. He'll make at least one.
Hey, look, I gotta keep the people in suspense, man. You know, you never know what could happen.
B-Ron, come on. Yeah, it's Justin Bell. Ring, ring, ring.
Hey, man, I'm doing my job over here.
You are doing your job.
85-81, make it 86-81, and that will put this one away, barring a miracle here. But this one is all over now officially with the clocks hitting 0. Rocky Mountain survives and comes out on top 86-81 over a really game Yacht Club team tonight. Gave them everything they could handle and then some. For everyone here, remember, post-up coming up after the first game here and then game 2 afterwards. For Siege, our production crew here at SimWorld TV, I'm B-Ron. We'll see you in the post-up and then game 2 between Bad Boys and Beasts of the East coming up after that. Stay tuned, folks. Don't go anywhere. Post-up right around the corner.
We had SimWorld's premier game of the week feature 2 scorers scoring over 20 tonight, but one just rang the bell a little bit louder as Rocky Mountain comes home with the victory against the Yacht Club tonight. And we've got everything you need to know about what's been going on in the Sim world. It is LOB here back on the post up. And I haven't said that in a minute. It's been a while. But of course, We got my main man, my right hand man, Maestro in the building. Maestro, how's it been, man? How's it been?
It's all you, B. I want to appreciate you pulling my coattail when I was about to go out with Khloe Kardashian. You told me not to mess with that, and you saved my life.
I
So
had to
thank
make
you.
sure that you were straight. I know we had a quite a little bit of time away from live SimWorld basketball, and I know we probably had some time to get into some things ourselves and had fun, but we're back. And it's been great, like seeing these games come to fruition. But this one right here, right? It was the premier game of the week, and rightfully so. You've seen how it went down, a very much back and forth game. But Justin Bell, 23 points tonight, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, he was on fire.
Absolutely. You love seeing that flow, right? You love seeing at this time of the year a team get comfortable with themselves. Uh, Justin Bell for sure. But I'm going to tell you something on both sides of the ball. I gotta. I've not seen this side of Yacht Club now. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I'm a peasant. I don't know. But it was really good to see them really bring all of their game together tonight and not look like the, hamster wheel kind of thing you expect to see sometimes. So both teams really brought it on. It had a track meet feel to it to me. And that was just very, very exciting to see.
I mean, we can't ignore the other side, right? I mean, Dominic Bianco, we always know he's going to show out in games. 21 points for him tonight.
Yep.
Adam Mack, 16 and 7. Jay Laster, 15 points too. But it just seemed like Rocky Mountain had an answer, for every single thing that the Yacht Club threw at them tonight. It just seemed like Rocky had an answer. And the one thing I do want to know is that in this game, there were 4 people, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe there was 4 people who scored in double digits for
Yes.
Rocky Mountain in this game. And so I feel
Yes.
like whenever you have games like that where everybody on the team is contributing, and you know how much I love to talk about a team win, this is a great team win here for Rocky Mountain.
Well, that's been the theme for most of the games tonight. And when we take a look at, there was a game earlier today where the team that won had not only 4 people in double digits, but one person 1 point shy of having a double digit game. And that's exactly what you want to see this time of year. Everybody contributes. And if you have to contribute with points, then you contribute with points. But the biggest thing that I saw with Lone Star when they needed it, their transition defense turned into a wall that helped them stay ahead of the Yacht Club.
Definitely throughout this game, you just seen the back and forth battle, but especially in the end when Justin Bell was able to take over the game in the way that he did, which ultimately led them to getting this victory tonight. Now, with the way that they played, and you mentioned it before, right? Going into the race to one, the way that they played tonight, how much, like, when you look at this team now, the upside, like, how much more upside do you look at now when you look at a team, Rocky Mountain, playing the way that they played tonight going into this race to one?
A lot. Because the idea here for me, and again, and I'm going to kind of be a little biased in this because I'm going to kind of think of it from the player standpoint and from the coach standpoint. One of the things you want to do is when you get into where every game matters always, but now more than ever, right? There's levels
Right.
to it. You want to keep every game in its own little bucket by itself and act like that's going to be the last game no matter what happens. So you continue to go forward, go forward, go forward, go forward. And when you see a team putting it together right now, if they are indeed doing that, that means there's no bad juju from what happened in the previous games. And there's no thinking ahead of what's going to happen in the next games. It's just, this is what we got to do right now. Let's leave it all right here on the floor and don't worry about the outcome. Do we need to do to just win this moment?
And that's very much, I definitely agree, right? How you put everything, like you said, in that bucket and play every single game like it is the last game. But speaking of which, there was plenty of other games. You mentioned one earlier, but we're going to get into that right now. There's plenty of other games that have been around the league today. We had absolutely an amazing bout of games. One of them was a record breaker. Let's not forget that. We had a record breaking game today with Oceana and Best Coast Ballers. Oceana taking the victory 79-64. And Richard Hennessy breaks the Sim World rebound record in this one tonight. That's a huge one. That's a huge one for Oceana.
Long time coming. A lot of nights he's been close to a lot of records, a lot of nights. It seems like he'd be on the pace. He'll he'll be on the pace through 3 quarters, and then it's like he goes out for like a Taco Bell break,
Right.
and then the fourth quarter when he could have gotten the record, he's kind of like he's on the back of a milk carton. So the fact that he finally got one, I'm glad he has that kind of game. Love seeing it. Love seeing it. So
And
that
that's
idea to me
big.
is really awesome.
That's big, and the fact that he was able to do it on a night where they came out and got the victory, and this one that's just got to be a little bit more of a plus, right? You break a record and you win the
Absolutely.
game, so it's just that's just a great feeling around there for Ocean. I bet those fans are very happy. We travel a little bit. We got Europe versus Africa. They prevail in a very close battle, 67-75. Africa winning that one. Three scorers scoring in double digits in that game for Africa. And let me tell you something, right? Even though we have games, right, where there are teams. what what you laughing at? Maestro, what you got? Cause, now I
I'm,
feel like you got
I'm like,
something.
I, I do, right? It's
Right.
like, but I want you to say what you're gonna say because I got a feeling I know what's coming, and it just kind of tickled me. I ain't gonna lie to nobody.
You know what, Maestro? I was just about to recap. Go, you know what? You got this one. Go ahead. This all you. Go ahead. You got this.
So,
You got this one, sir.
okay. First of all, I tell you straight up, even though it's on the losing side, I got to give my boy. Credit, Christian Fazekas, for being a dirty. Yeah, I got to give my dirties their shout out,
Gotta
right?
point that one
That's
out.
just what's
Right.
going to happen all the time. But what I liked about that particular game, and I'm just going to say this: Af- Africa has done this most of the year, where they'll bounce out, barely get through a quarter. And as you see, they really only won one quarter tonight. They only won the second quarter, but that was enough. They tied the first quarter, tied the third quarter, lost the fourth quarter, but that big lead, that big 12-point win in the second quarter was just enough to get them through. And when I see something like that, what it tells me is they put on the nitrous like Fast and Furious. I'm gonna get it right here, and the rest I'm just gonna maintain.
Right.
And it's most of their wins this year. I'm gonna say this has kind of come that way, and I kind of had a feeling
Right.
that's where you were gonna go with it. So that's why I was laughing about it.
I just feel like it's a lot of cases where it's one of those games where it's like for Africa, it's not sort of how are we gonna win this game? It's more so, all right, y'all. Which quarter do y'all want to like completely dominate in, right? And then we just kind of
Yes.
coast through the rest. I guess today they decided to choose the second quarter to go out and drop what is that 12, 13 more in that quarter, and then like the rest. And it's one of those things where you look right and you talk about blowing out a team in the quarter, and the rest of the quarters, you kind of just you going bar for bar with the team, right? You tied in the first, like you said. You tied in the third, or excuse me, it was a 1 point difference in the third, 3 point difference in the fourth, right? Like, kind of just
Yes.
you go band for band in the other quarters, and then you just choose the one where you take the pedal on the gas and you really push, and that's kind of how this sort of game went tonight. So, kudos to Africa
Absolutely.
for
Absolutely.
winning the quarter. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Well, we had South America going up against H Town Hoopers tonight. Also, 62-56 victory for South America. And in that game, we looked at H Town. 19-12, only 56 points with the team that they
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, weird. Aaron Payne, he gets another dirty stat line going on. I love seeing, I'm gonna do it. So
Of
just go and
course,
sit there and look pretty. Um, the deal with A Town, and it's something that, we've had this conversation quite a bit, right? Who's gonna show up? When they show up, it's not 56 points. It's in the 70 range always. So, what do we see from tonight? Were they stopped? Were they just off balance? you look at no one got into double digits, I believe, except
Mm,
one player, Terrell Thompson.
right.
So if you only get one person on that team that's only going to give you double digits, heck, man, South America, they're they're just going to hustle through the end. They always do, always have. They also had their own dirty, dirty there with Enrique Albame. So the, uh, it's you have a team that has something to
Yeah.
prove to themselves, and they come out every night and do it, no matter what their record is. So,
It
you
just
know,
and I'm gonna wrap it up on this one here, but when you just look at it, Keith and Carter, 21 minutes, 6 points, right?
hmm
Cam Jones, 22
hmm
minutes, 5 points. Vincent Magic,
hmm
25 minutes, 4 points. That's not production. And
no,
especially with you being a team like the H-Town Hoopers, that's not production. That's how you get 56 points. That's not production. But hopefully they can turn it around here with these final games coming up, especially with the race to one, which I hope everybody watching at home is excited for. We've got some great Sim World basketball matchups coming up within this race to one, so stay tuned. Along with that, we have our Saturday prep showcase. You don't want to miss out on that, where we see the brightest stars come out on this stage and just completely have fun, so you don't want to miss out on that. But Maestro, you know what time it is. It's time
yeah,
to time to post it up. We got a
yeah.
great one tonight. Bad Boys basketball and Beast of the East. So let's get to it. 3 in the key. What you got?
Well, my question, and I will say this in honor of my main man, my fun size boo. All right, everybody knows who he is. You
All
know,
right.
be right. Is Lorenzo Phenom going to show up tonight, or am I just going to be, making a sandwich and kind of wondering where he is? If he shows up, it's going to be what it's going to be. They're going to need him. It's going to have to be what it's going to be. He has to be all their 3 in the keys. He's been coming in, doing what he's been doing each night. Awesome to see. And quite frankly, they need him. They need him tonight more so than
Do
anything else. And if I have to look on the other side, real quick and dirty, just to make it what it is, Beast of the East, coming off a really big win against Cascadia, needs to stay in their lane and play their game. I can't imagine Coach Drayton doing anything else other than saying, Kasim Porter, handle your business. Isaiah James, handle your business. All across I just can't see him saying anything other than that. You guys know what's going to work for Reed Redmond. I mean, we can just keep going on. That team is so balanced, and they prove it to us every night. So they just need to do what they do, and they're going to be fine.
I think honestly that's the best way of putting it for that one. So I'm excited for this next matchup coming up. Definitely stay tuned for that. My final thing is for you, Maestro.
Is
And
it?
I was thinking about this earlier today, but being musically diverse, right? And I just want to know what genre or brand of music did you think that like you were not going to like, but then when you actually listened to it and like you heard it, you're like, oh, okay, I could put this on my playlist. You know what I mean?
Ooh, ooh. Okay, here we go. For me, it's really easy. It's I did not think that I was going to like rap, and I'll tell you why. I it took me a minute to kind of come back to it, and I came to rap through hip hop, and a lot of people don't know that there's a
Ah,
difference.
yes.
But
Here's
but
a huge
but for
difference.
exactly. But for me, when I started getting into some of the guys who were sort of bridging that gap between hip hop and rap, I found myself kind of feeling it. So yes, that's what it was for me, and pretty easy peasy on my playlist. I look, everybody knows if you listen, a guy I don't like, Kanye West, whenever his power comes on, I blank out and turn into the Red Hulk because that song just does it for me. I'm feeling it right now. Here we go.
Oh, here
I'm
we
sorry. I'm
goes.
back.
Here we goes. All
I'm
right,
back.
here we go. Here we go. Because he will go on and on about this music, and y'all are gonna miss out on this amazing game coming up next. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Appreciate everybody watching the post up, watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, showing support, showing love to the channel, and everything that's been going on in the sim world. But Beast of the East, Bad Boys basketball coming up next after this. It's been LOB here with my main man Maestro. And stay tuned. Sim World basketball coming up next.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the back half of the Sim World doubleheader tonight. We are closing down the regular season here. Not many of these games left. In fact, some of these teams already have completed their regular season, but not these two squads. Bad Boys and Beasts of the East going at it tonight. Lorenzo Phenom there in the center in the white uniform for the homestanding Bad Boys getting ready to jump it. And behind the mic, you have my own good self, Elava, and Sam. Sam, good to be working with you again as we see Beast control the tap and get things underway here. Hey, not a lot to play for in this one. Beasts, the fourth seed right now. They could fall to number 5 were they to lose here and some things break right. But who you got in this one, Sam? Who you liking?
Well, like you said, E, this does have some sort of playoff implications. Beasts of the East, they could potentially slip to that 5 spot. But really, this is a potential Legacy Conference playoff matchup here. And we're here at the Body Shop Sports Complex for it. And we know everyone loves the Body Shop. They have their own little signature anthem here. As we see Lorenzo Phenom getting started off early with the post fader. Happy to be here, Elava.
Yeah, me too. Always happy to see this team. I just went on record in the podcast with Big Bob around the table saying that I thought Beasts, because of Phenom and because of that backcourt, I'm sorry, not Beasts, Bad Boys, excuse me, could be a surprise team to win a few games here in the race to 1 coming up. But they're locked into that 8th seed. They're going to have to take on the number 1. Oh, and there's a turnover. I'm just hawking up that backcourt, and then you see them give it up right there. Chance for East to extend their early 3-2 lead. Oh, nice drive. Good defense from Phenom, and he's able to alter that shot and come away with the rebound.
And E, for me, the thing is for Beasts, they have to close out on these Bad Boys shooters. Bad Boys, one of the better shooting teams we have here in SimWorld Hoops. Got shooters all over the floor, off the bench, in the starting lineup. They got to close out on those shooters. Force Lorenzo Phenom to force up shots in the paint. Not working so far as Lorenzo Phenom is dominating as he has lately. But overall this season, Lorenzo Phenom, 49% field goal percentage as a big who's not really taken, a lot of deep perimeter jumpers. Likes to work in that mid post, but hasn't been the most efficient. So I think for Bad Boys, they got to get their shooters going, and I think that's going to open up the rest of the offense.
Phenom actually has made 3 3-pointers this year, but as you say, for somebody who's averaging more than 16.7 rebounds, it's been kind of a quiet, disappointing year for Lorenzo Phenom, but I think that's really only because of the high expectations coming in and the great season he had last year. Accordingly, Bad Boys fighting for that 8th spot, as you see a 3 splash there for Beasts. It is a little bit of a disappointment, but they can definitely change the narrative of their season. The run in the race to 1, and there's a nice strong move inside that time. Malcolm Chamberlain, 6'8", 245-pounder out of Frankenmuth, Michigan. Hits the bucket and ties things up.
Well, E, we talk a little bit about Phenom and how he's somewhat been a slight disappointment considering the expectations, but I really think the expectations maybe have been a little bit of false promise everyone's been feeling. I mean, I think the key for Bad Boys and the key for Lorenzo Phenom is we've got to stop forcing him to be the star. Let everyone else around him complement his game and let Lorenzo Phenom work at his own pace, and I think that's when he's at his best.
Well, I'd agree with you there on that. It's on that, Sam. And this is a Bad Boys team that was actually geared to win this year. There's only 3 16-year-olds on this roster, and none of them average even 3 points a game. There you see a nice drive inside and a Okay, for Samuel Baugus. Baugus is actually normally the assist man. He's averaging 5.6. That's the highest total in all of Symbol. A nice interior pass. Good finish in the foul by Pride.
We see Owen Pride here getting in the game early off the bench for Bad Boys. He's one of the better interior presences here for Bad Boys, especially off the bench. But Cuddy XO, putting it in there. That's a big dude in the post. I mean, look at those arms. So can't really put it all on Owen Pride there. Got a little bit of a size mismatch there.
Rudy's free throw is up. That's it to go. Peugeot was a mid-season addition to this squad. 6'4", 200-pounder out of Camden, averaging 8.1 points per game. Double team on Phenom, and he finds Baugus down low, but he has his shot blocked.
Right block.
The other way.
Great block there from Fareed Redmond. We don't really see him do that a whole lot on the defensive end. Right there, shooting the three. That's what he's best at. Reminds me a lot of a young Ray Allen, more like the Bucks era. Great scorer off the dribble. Can do it spot up. Fareed Redmond, the best scorer out here for Beasley East.
Well, that's a nice dish inside to find a teammate, but they kick it back out. Ends up in the hands of Show. Like he wanted to go inside. Instead, he has to give it up to Levin Cutler. Shot clock winding down now. Jumper on the way and nailing it. Hasim Porter Jr., KPJ, the point guard out of Newark, New Jersey. Averaging 8 points, 3 assists per game, and gets a bucket there. 5-point lead for Beast. Oh, and way short on that jumper. Bad Boys look a little out of sorts here at the beginning of this game. Some turnovers. Oh, but there, the defense from Malcolm Chamberlain. That might help spark them.
Malcolm Chamberlain coming over from help side with the big block there. That's what he does best, and that's Malcolm Chamberlain's impact on this team. That interior presence on the offensive glass, running to the rim, on the defense, blocking shots like we see right there from JoJo Kearney. But yeah, Malcolm Chamberlain, one of the key parts of this Bad Boys team, and if you're not watching for some of the non-glamour stats, you might miss it.
Yeah, well, he's a big body, 6'8", 245-pounder. Named the Frankenstein of Frankenmuth. Not a very big place in Michigan. Don't grow him that size there that often, and there's a nice dish. Finds Phenom.
Right there, that's what Bad Boys does best, the pick and roll.
I think that was Chamberlain on the assist there too, was it not?
No, that was Bogus on the assist, the pick and roll
well.
there with Lorenzo Phenom. That's what Bad Boys does best.
Of course it was. That's what he does best. Big Sam passing the rock. Hey, first break of the action here. 3-point lead for Beast with 2:14 to go in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. Nice start to this game for number 9 out there. Lorenzo Phenom, 6 points early on, more than half of Bad Boys' points. They trail by 3 with just a little bit more than 2 minutes here to go in the opening quarter. Well, hope you've enjoyed the action tonight on SimWorld TV. Our first game was a barn burner. Hopefully we'll get more of that action tomorrow night too. We're coming back. 7 o'clock Eastern. Kicking everything off. 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night. Heartland Zombie Stars and the Yacht Club, who you just saw in earlier action, will be tipping it off. And another doubleheader as we close out this regular season. And Dan, the excitement of the race to 1 pretty palpable. People can feel it, especially if you're a fan of playoff club like these two squads.
Oh yeah, it's coming. We got two playoff squads right here in this game alone, and we've been seeing some great basketball from our playoff clinching teams, and I am just so excited for the playoffs as Camarian Goodyear splits the defense and throws it down.
I'm excited for Camarian Goodyear. Look at him do that. 6'4", 180-pounder out of Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, with a sweet move and fine finish. Here's the other half of that backcourt going to work for Bad Boys, but Pagnotti gets it to go.
Pagnotti's been really good off the bench for Bad Boys as of late. Kind of struggled early in the season with some efficiency problems, was turning the ball over a little bit, but really in the second half of the season here has stepped it up, has been playing a really good role for him.
Oh my. Once again, somebody needs to go out there and put a body on that, man. That's Camarian Goodyear, the 86th ranked player in SimWorld. And 4 quick points for him, back-to-back dunks, pretty much uncontested, just evading the entire Bad Boys defense on that.
A Goodyear blimp. He's up there floating.
He's moving a little faster than that, though, and look at that, another block. Beasts are bringing the interior defense so far tonight. Reed Redmond, as you mentioned earlier, that's not necessarily his forte, but he's got a few swats already. And look at Camarian Goodyear. Coming out party for him, 7 straight.
Coming off the bench, playing well. Camarian Goodyear getting it done immediately.
That was a nice move to get free for what would be a point-blank shot, but Pagnotti just could not put it through the hoop.
Well, it doesn't help when you got a defender like Isaiah James guarding you out there on the perimeter, on the drive. They call him Doc Ock. He's got 8 arms on defense, and that'll be the end of the first quarter.
Hey, well, it's been a good one for the road team. Beasts have jumped out to a double-digit lead here, but lots of basketball left. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Second quarter action when we return to SimWorld TV. We're back. Second quarter action just about to get underway, but before we get going, Sam, we spent a lot of time that first quarter talking about Bad Boys. Let's switch up the focus to Beasts of the East for a minute. 19-11 coming into this game. 4th in the conference, looking to hold on to that spot, although they could fall to 5th. Some debate on if they're a true title race-to-one contender or pretender this year. What do you think about Fareed Redmond, Beasts of the East and friends?
I think these guys definitely have some hopes in the race to one. Great steal there by Eric Buskey. But I think that these guys definitely have some high hopes to have in the race to one race. They all work. This team really works well together. You got a lot of good perimeter scores, a lot of good interior presence in there. We see JoJo Kearney with a nice pass there to Isaiah James on the cut. But yeah, this Beast East team works well together, and I think they can compete with some of the best that we have here in SimWorld Hoops.
Isaiah James heads to the line, and he is one. You said it. This is a deep, talented squad. We've seen the captain come off the bench a minute ago and get a steal, Eric Buskey. Played last year in SimWorld. He's a veteran. Seeing Isaiah James go to the line now, and of course, other contributors on this team, Camarian Goodyear, Tim Ricks, Leonidas Wright. This is a deep, deep squad. It's not just Fareed Redmond, Cassine Porter, Vin Cutler, kind of the big 3 names you know with this squad.
Deep squad, not only do they have talent, but they all come off the bench with energy. We've seen Kamari and Goodyear come out here 7 quick off the bench, flying high above the rim. All these guys come off the bench with the energy, and they all have the talent to make it happen.
You got the double up going on right now, 24-12. East of the East. Looking good so far here tonight if they can keep this up.
Man.
Fortunately, yeah, Chamberlain, point-blank shot, just missed it. Has been that kind of night for the home team. Got a break there that 3 would not go. Well short on that was Leonidas Wright. Well, you got Chamberlain out there. Oh, there's Bogus, but he can't get his shot to go either. Everybody's struggling tonight.
Here's the issue, and this is one of my keys to victory tonight for the Bad Boys, was to not force things in the paint. This Beast team is one of the best interior defensive teams we have in all of SimWorld Hoops. You really shouldn't be trying to challenge them in the paint. Malcolm Chamberlain works out there, but we've seen them multiple times go in the paint, get their shot blocked, get stripped. It's not working out for them. They got to try to get the 3-ball going. Put someone like Nathaniel Garcia in the game. Try to get Aiden Weaver some shots from 3. Something. You got to get your offense going.
Garcia and Weaver, definitely the 2 top outside threats on this squad. Meanwhile, another foul. This time it's going to be on Chamberlain, and that is going to send Beasts back to the line. It will, however, give Bad Boys the chance to get Lorenzo Phenom back in the game. Coach Sonny Jackson, the new coach of Bad Boys, just joined recently, and exciting time for him, getting to know his new squad right as they're getting set to go into the race to 1. But he's got to be frustrated with what he's seen out here so far tonight, Coach Jackson.
Maybe a little frustrated. Probably, taking over a team that's been pretty good going into the playoffs. That's got to be a scary thing almost. I mean, you don't know how things are going to work out. You don't know how it's going to affect team chemistry. We have a couple of teams dealing with this right now in SimWorld Hoops. Probably got some nerves going on, but really stay calm and just keep it going.
Lead back up to 12. Well, in addition to getting the big man, Lorenzo Phenom back out there, you're getting your wish, Sam. We got Weaver and Garcia out on the court. Bad Boys, so let's see if they can start to find some perimeter game, and right off the bat, bang, look at that.
What did I tell you, E? Get Aiden Weaver in the game and get him a shot from 3. He's gonna put it in. The best shooter out here for Bad Boys basketball. We'll see if he can maybe energize these guys and see if they can make a push, get back in the game.
Weaver, a 6'2 guard, but doesn't have the defense, I guess, necessarily. Gets burned there, but yeah, Aiden Weaver, 57, well now 58 made threes on the year with that one. He is among the top 10 in SimWorld in three-point shooting percentage. And now Phenom has a smaller defender on him and looks to go to work. Going to take his little turnaround. That's a patented Lorenzo Phenom jumper right there, and he drains it.
Great shot there by Lorenzo Phenom. One of the things that gets him in some trouble sometimes is when he doesn't do enough to set up himself there in the post. Great defense there, Aiden Weaver on the drive. But what Lorenzo Phenom did there is he created space, set up his move so he could get an open shot there on the turnaround. Great play from Lorenzo Phenom.
That time, Garcia going inside, but he can't get that shot to fall. On the other end, a second chance, Levin Cutler. Nice rebound, nice putback. We haven't really talked much about Levin Cutler, opposed to Lorenzo Phenom in the paint being a star. But Cutler, 14 points, 8 rebounds per game, and shooting better than 60% from the field. He's just been solid all year.
Absolutely. We haven't talked much about him. Sometimes he goes, a little unspoken about because he's not the most glamorous player, but leads Beast of the East in field goal percentage at 60%. Always converts in the paint. Team leader in rebounds at 8.1 a game. Levin Cutler is a major impact to this Beast squad.
Time out here, and Bad Boys have cut the lead back down to 9. It had been up to 12. Aiden Weaver's given them a spark off the bench. He looks dialed in offensively. 5 points for him. Just a couple minutes of action. Nice getting to this game for 6'1", 195-pounder out of Birmingham, Alabama. But we got a little break in the action here. I want to remind everybody that SimWorld, we are all over social media. Whatever platform you may be on, YouTube, here you're watching tonight, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, OnlyFans. We're just everywhere. So, and you remember, you can find us everywhere. We are at SimWorld 4K. Threads, we might even be on Threads. I don't know. I've never looked at Threads, so I can't be sure of that myself. But we could even be on Threads. We're definitely on X, the new X. So find us there. Be sure to follow us, like us, tell your friends about us. Do all of that, please.
Eli, I mean, this is the second time you've mentioned OnlyFans in our social media plugs. I mean, is there, do you got a problem we need to discuss here on the broadcast?
No, but you know, I'm not just a sexy voice behind a microphone, Sam. I'm also a businessman here, and that's a revenue driver for us. So you better be promoting the OnlyFans.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's right. That's right. Back underway here. To the East, up by 9. They go to work, and there's Redmond with a jumper, and he nails it.
And there it is. You see Beast of the East get freed. Redmond coming off that down screen, sending him up off it, pulls around, hits the midi. That's what freed Redmond does best, coming off those screens, hitting those catch and shoot jumpers.
Looks like he's been playing defense tonight, Redmond. That's where he's been standing out with highlight plays anyway, but averaging just under 15 points a game. Leading.
And I got to say, we've seen Lorenzo Phenom a couple times now finish down there on Levin Cutler on the offensive end. Kind of surprised to see Phenom have his way so much down there with Levin Cutler. Levin Cutler being one of the best interior presences in the league, and draws a foul there. We'll be going to the line.
Yeah, no, it's been a nice night. Phenom, he came out aggressive and he's looked good the entire way. Cutler, along with JoJo Kearney, and they're very similar sized, shaped, and kinds of players. They sort of make the 1-2 paint punch for East of the East, but they've been getting all they can handle from Phenom, and to a lesser degree Malcolm Chamberlain, basically, with the exception of Weaver's three-pointer a couple minutes ago. Everything good that's happened for Bad Boys basketball has been happening down there in the paint with those two.
Everything good that's been going in, but the problem, has been the shots that haven't been falling for Bad Boys have been interior shots as well. They really haven't got the three-point game going yet, and I think that's what they really need to try to tap into here in the second quarter.
Beast maintaining this 10-point lead. That's a tough shot from Cutler, way outside of his comfort zone, and can't get it.
Trying to give Phenom a taste of his own medicine on the post.
Yeah, that's a Lorenzo Phenom shot. That's right. And to be honest, I don't know of anybody else in SimWorld Hoops that I feel good about preparing to take that shot other than Lorenzo Phenom, at least among the big men.
Absolutely not Levin Cutler's shot, though.
Phenom once again got a smaller defender on him, but he passes out for a three, won't go down. There's Redmond, 6'4", versatile player, can play guard, can play wing. Oh, but he dribbled into trouble there. Able to pick it back up. They said he reset and got the finish. Do you think he reestablished the dribble there, Sam?
Sometimes you're so good it doesn't even matter, E. I mean, he over-dribbled, did everything wrong in the book you possibly could, but sometimes, you know, good offense beats good defense most times.
That's right. Garcia, normally known as an outside shooter, he's been going down underneath, though, and this time he gets the bucket and the foul. That's a second on Levin Cutler, and I like to remind everybody when we see a little bit of early foul trouble, keep in mind, in SimWorld, we're only playing 32-minute games. These kids have 5 fouls before they're out, so foul trouble rarely comes into true play here, but all the same, keep an eye on that. 2 fouls on Levin Cutler with 2:07 to go here in the first half.
I want to see Nathaniel Garcia get some more burn here for Bad Boys. He's been one of the most efficient three-point shooters we have here in SimWorld Hoops, and really just hasn't got his opportunity to shine. I think right now he could be one of the key factors in them getting the three-point shooting going so they can take off in this Beast East squad.
They need to get something going here. It's been a tough opening half for the home squad, who don't have anything to play for. They're locked into that 8th seed. Oh boy, is that a 3 from Cutler? Might have had a foot on the line. It doesn't matter because of and go down, and to be honest, was always unlikely to. 90
Beast
seconds
the East
to
ain't
go.
really getting any good looks right now, E.
Yeah, but Bad Boys need to figure out a way to make them pay, and maybe they did right there. Phenom, I mean, Vargas obviously with the highlight dunk, but Phenom finding a nice little 1-2 game between those two. Can't
That's
answer
one of
on
the best
this end.
parts. E, that is one of the best parts of Lorenzo Phenom's game. His playmaking ability, especially out of that mid post there. You see Bogus cuts from the corner. Phenom hits him out of the corner cut there, and Bogus goes up for a rare dunk, but we see him shoot up a brick there.
Yeah, that wasn't particularly set early in the possession. I don't think Coach Jackson's going to be too happy with that possession, but he does have to be happy that his team is within 7 here. It's worth a minute to go.
Ooh, oh, wow.
Well, Vin Cutler getting it done there. Yeah, Lorenzo Phenom averaging almost 3 assists a game. Actually over that, 3.5. My apologies, Lorenzo. I undercredited you. Oh, Bogus, nice find. Chamberlain finds the rack.
There it is. Bad Boys doing what they do best. Get the guards driving to the hoop and get the bigs rolling to the rim. They succeed on that play 9 times out of 10.
Jumper there from Redman. You can't leave him that open, that close to the hoop. Little free throw line jumper. That's going to go down most of the time for Fareed. You're 30 seconds
we
now.
saw on the other side of the court there. They just flipped it, ran it the other way, and Bad Boys didn't know what was going on. Bogus driving to the hoop, flying high for the rare dunk. We've seen him have 2 here late in the second quarter.
Bogus, he'd earned the nickname, Big Shot Bog for good reason. It's some key clutch jumpers, but I don't know. Dunk Bog, maybe? I don't know, something.
He's trying to take that Goodyear blimp nickname from Camarian here.
3 won't go there at the buzzer. Beast of the East still on top by 7, but Bad Boys have chopped what was a 12-point margin almost in half. And starting to feel a little bit better. They're playing with a little bit more confidence. But I don't know, Sam. What do you see out here in this first half that makes you think maybe they can get back in the second half, or can they?
Well, I think that the Bad Boys are on their way back here in the second half. You got to remember, these teams aren't really playing for a whole lot here.
No.
Beast of the East is trying to, keep a higher seed here in the race to 1 standings. But Bad Boys, they're starting to get going here, not down by too much, and haven't really had a whole lot of good looks at the hoop. So I think things are optimistic here for Bad Boys. For Beast of the East, they really just got to get their starters back in the game and get them defending the paint like they were in that first half. Bad Boys weren't, or in that first quarter, Bad Boys weren't getting a lot of good looks there. So it's going to be a good game here in the second half. We'll see what happens.
Well, there you see the stat lines for the 2 big stars, Phenom and Redman, going at each other. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the third quarter after this message. 7-point advantage for Beasts of the East, but Bad Boys on a little bit of a roll there in that second quarter. Enzo Phenom, Sam Bogus leading the way, and they got a little 1-2 action going here, and look at that.
Right.
And another assist for Phenom, another bucket for... We need to come up with some good nicknames for Bogus, I think. Slinging Sam with that high assist number he's got.
Hey, tonight, he's been
hard.
slamming Sammy. He's been getting above the rim, throwing it down. I mean, he's been doing it all.
Slamming Sammy. I tried the dunk ball
My
earlier.
God.
Nice dunk right there from Phenom, but yeah, maybe the dunk bog, the opposite of the dunk god, Kevon Jackson, but the dunk bog, I like that too.
Oh, man, I think Lorenzo Phenom, man, just taking it there on the alley-oop. He threw it down the tomahawk. Boggs on the assist there that time. What a play.
All out of bounds. Gonna stay down on this end.
Crowd's getting a little rowdy here in the body shop, E.
Good crowd here tonight, too, I got to say, for a game with not a lot on the line, but they're coming out to support their Bad Boys squad. Happy to see they've made the playoffs. Ben Cutler has it in good position, but nice defense from Chamberlain to deny him. Oh, the step back from Redmond. Oh, boy. As confident
you
as
can hear it.
He just looked so confident. I assumed that shot was going in.
Yep. That's what I was about to say, E. I mean, we all expected that shot to go, and that should speak volumes about the ability that Fareed Redmond has to create shots and make shots.
Nice dish, nice feed, but better block from Lorenzo. Future Michigan Wolverine.
We see him doubling Phenom in the post here. He's been making some plays. We'll see if that has any effect.
As good as a passing team is, as Bad Boys is, positions 1 through 5, that's a tough call, but hey, at the same time, you have to give some credit to Beast coach Assad Drayton. These guys really playing well of late. He only took over this team midway through the season, too, so who knew coaches? Mid-season replacements out here tonight. Oh, another nice block. It's just a block party on both ends. Everybody's invited.
Absolutely, and we were talking about Coach Assad Drayton here, E. He's got a deep history in basketball, spent 5 years playing in the Australian NBL, coming back here to teach these kids up and help them see if they can get to that next level.
The NBL is, look, it's not the NBA, but it is a top-quality league. If you haven't watched or seen any of the players, of course, there's plenty of another nice block.
Continues.
A lot of nice Australian talent out there to play with and against. Dante Exum and friends. Oh, and this time Phenom came over. I thought he was going to give that a mighty swat. He couldn't, but he did enough to alter the shot. Comes away with the rebound as well. Now Chamberlain gives it back out to August outside.
Oh my God, ugly possession here from Bad Boys.
Under 5 on the shot clock. Sam's just going to have to sling it, and look at this. Wow.
Throw up a prayer at the end of the shot clock and pray to the gods that thing's going to fall. Terrible possession there from Bad Boys, but they end up coming out with a good shot at the end.
I felt like he just kind of casually tossed that thing up at the rim to see what would happen. And maybe with the shot clock where it was, that wasn't a bad play, but wow. Oh, nice pass. Great finish.
What a dime there from Kasim Porter. But sometimes, E, that's how it goes. You just kind of throw it up there, and those ones you ain't really thinking about, sometimes those are the ones that fall.
Lead cut to 5. Slowly. Bad Boys chipping away here. Making this a game. And hey, like I said earlier, our first game tonight, the Rocky Mountain and Yacht Club, that was a great matchup. Came down to the final possession. Maybe we'll get to that point in this game as well. But we have a little break in the action. Going to take this time to remind everybody that you can join me and Sam behind the mic, or you could be a reporter in SimWorld. You could even have a podcast, a show, a regular feature. You have the journalistic skills, the silver tongues like me and Sam have to rock it behind the mic. Come to our Discord. Let us know that you would like to be part of the sports media team. And we'll see what we can do. Maybe we can fit you in with a role here as we get into the Race to 1 playoffs just about to start in a couple weeks. But that's all at our Discord channel, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. From subs coming in the game now is set to restart here. It's the only bad boy stay on the court, but he is reunited with his traditional running mate back there, Bo Pagnotti. And Bogus gets the inbound, gets set things up, goes to work. Weaver back out there. He and Garcia entered the game, and Weaver, particularly on the offensive side, made some nice contributions in that first half, helped pull Bad Boys back into this thing.
Yeah, and we really haven't seen Bad Boys, steal there by Eric Buski, but we haven't seen Bad Boys really do a whole lot to get their shooters open on the three-point line. I think that's the key here. Get back to running the old classic pick and roll with the bigs and Bogus and Pagnotti, and try to get some off-ball screens for those shooters so they can get the ball rolling from three.
Oh, nice sequence there from Buski, actually, in addition to get the steal, and drove inside, picked up his own offensive rebound, and finds a teammate for an open three, lead back up to 8.
Some unselfish ball there from Buski. You know, sometimes he gets a bad rap that he might be a little bit of a selfish player, but Buski there playing hard and getting gritty and getting his other guys involved.
The captain of this Beast squad coming off the bench. Bogus wants another three. He hit his last one. Couldn't get that one to go. Nice dish once again. Gets the shot off over the outstretched hand of the defender, but ultimately, and Pride able to come up with it and bring it back up the other way. Owen Pride, number 23 out there in white. You may remember he got into a physical altercation with Lorenzo Phenom during the preseason. Clearly, those two able to get past that, work together.
A lot of times, those in the locker room, little conflicts you have and things like that, at the end of the day, those things will happen, but a lot of times you got respect for everyone around you. You know you're all hooping, chasing the same goals, and a lot of times those conflicts can sometimes bring guys together.
Well, we've seen a few teams have to overcome adversity. Really out on the West Coast is where it's mostly been dramatic effects. Best Coast ballers lost Mikey Williams earlier this year. Now, more recently, you're seeing Showtime dealing with the loss of Bronny James. And obviously, Indy has had a lot of off-court drama, and there's been some here in Bad Boys as well. But timeout on the court, 10-point lead restored for Beasts of the East. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere. 2:24 remaining in the third quarter.
Make it two-possession game, and they will.
Definitely gonna have to go elsewhere.
Oh!
Lead back up to double digits here, but still more than 10 minutes of hoops action to decide this one. Marion Goodyear back out there on the court for East of the East, and for Bad Boys, Elijah Alexander and James Jones take the court. Oh, what a move from Sam. Nice finish, too.
Wow, what a move there by Bogus. A little behind the back there at the free throw line. Gets the defender off balance, taste of the hoop. That's what he's best at, is making plays when there really is nothing there. But, Marion Goodyear with another and one there, adding to his point totals tonight off the bench.
So strong with that. Kamarian Goodyear has had a heck of a nice night tonight. Coming off the bench, well, he averages 8.4. So not too surprising. Being recruited by some decent schools, including Rutgers. talk about recruiting, and to bring it back to number 13 in white out there, Bogus again. I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen him pick up more interest from high-level D1. I know that there's, well, he's an Illinois kid, Illinois State sniffing around, and some MAC schools and things like that as well. But I would hope to see a little bit more power conferences coming in for him, because I think he has a future at the D1 level for sure, if not beyond.
Well, you would think so, E, but he does have a little bit of issues with turnovers from time to time. And, I mean, listen, Illinois State's not a bad basketball program whatsoever. No. They've produced plenty of NBA talent in the past and have made some deep runs in the tournament. So definitely some potential there for prestige for Bogus going to Illinois State. So not a terrible thing to have going, but definitely surprised he doesn't have some other looks.
Bogus, the only bad boy to have hit every minute of the second half so far, and he's out there going head-to-head with Buski. But this time, it's his backcourt mate, who's been really quiet tonight, Bo Pagnotti, and you can't get that shot to go either.
I think here for Bad Boys, I mean, they went with a lineup that doesn't really have a whole lot of shooting here. Pagnotti and Bogus really being the only good shooters on the floor for him. So I think it's time to get some shooters in the game. Aiden Weaver, we got Garcia off the bench. Get those guys in the game. Get them some screens, and let's get going.
Elijah Alexander just picked up his second foul, and he only averages 2.3 points a game, shooting 43% from the field. Also true of James Jones Jr., just averaging 2.9 points per game. He's out there right now. Not a lot of firepower on the court for Bad Boys. East of the East, back up to 13, and they can extend it here even more. Unitas Wright gets the first one down. Now we see some subs coming, or well, at least one sub coming in for Bad Boys. Phenom back out there on the court. So you do kind of have the main trio out there. You got the backcourt, Ignati, Bogus, Big Phenom, who's got it right there. Ooh, a little left-handed layup attempt would not go in, however. Under 30 seconds to play in a third quarter that the last few minutes has turned into a disaster for the home team, and it's just about... Oh, I was going to say it's about to get worse, but Plisky blew the layup.
Yeah, Bad Boys, I mean, they gotta get some shooters in the game. The trio may be in, but the guys to complement the trio, I don't think are out there on the floor, so they got to get a better lineup in the game.
Shot there from Elijah Alexander, and all it does is give Beasts plenty of time to score in transition. The lead is now a game-high 17. Let's see if August going to throw one up here. Long shot, well off. Much of everything in the quarter just well off for Bad Boys. They trail by 17, just 8 minutes to go. Quick break, and we'll be right back with fourth quarter action here in Detroit.
It's either vodka, green, or praise team. Been one of those nights at a hell of a price. No meek here, I chase dreams, double meaning. Your fights can be your icing. They got cake too, she got cake too. My eyes red in the sky blue, that's a gang truce. Can't go back to my old crew. Old ways or old wage or old boo. My new chick so cool, whipping my demons, swimming my old fears. My son is watching, my daughter's headed to college, and they can't eat off logic or got timing unless it's God's timing. Whoa, whoa.
With the type of bitches popping like a candle shoulder, pop the pitches, 7 digits, gotta count the quota. Ever tripping, ain't no tripping, only shot with dollars rolling. Can you dig it? I'ma get it popping like a can of soda, popping like whoop, popping like a can of soda, popping like a whoop, popping like a can of soda. Can you tell her? Popping like a can of soda, popping like popping like a can of soda. We been whipping type of bitches, popping like a can of soda, pop the pitches, 7 digits, gotta count the quota. Ever tripping, ain't no tripping, only shot with dollars rolling. Can you dig it? I'ma get it popping like a can of soda, popping like whoop, popping like a can of soda, popping like a whoop, popping like a can of soda. Can you tell her? Popping like a can of soda, popping like popping like a can of soda, We been whipping, topping pictures, popping like a candle soda, pop the pishes, 7 digits, gotta cop that quota, ever tripping, ain't no tripping, only start with dollars rolling, can you dig it, I'ma get it, popping like a candle soda, popping like, whoop, popping like a candle soda, popping like a whoop, popping like a candle soda, can you tell her, pop it like a candle soda, pop it like, yeah, pop it like a candle soda, yeah.
Popping like a soda can, man, I ain't worried about your friends, I know how to manage, you know what I'm saying? Like a soda can, man, I ain't worried about your friends, I know how to manage, you know what I'm saying?
Pop it like a candle, don't move too fast. Spin a couple bands, though. I'm in love with that ass. Pop it like a candle, don't move too fast. Spin a couple bands, yeah. You wrong for that.
Eight minutes to go, and a big lead for Beasts of the East. Great third quarter from them, and they did it without Fareed Redmond, at least on the offensive end. No points for him, and look at that, he just stepped out of bounds right there. We've been a net negative this second half, and somehow Beasts of the East thriving anyway.
Yeah, we see Beasts of the East here. They're probably the best defensive team we have here in SimWorld Hoops. They're first in opponents' points per game and opponents' field goal percentage per game. So, I mean, we see it here, 42 points for Bad Boys going into the fourth quarter. They ain't getting nothing tonight.
August trying to find an angle to attack, can't get it, tries to three instead, won't go. Ooh, been battled for, almost tapped up and in by Beast there, I think. But
yeah, Levin Color's trying to help him out. They can't get an open shot. He said, I'll help you out a little bit, but even he can't get it to go on that side of the floor.
JoJo Kearney with it now. Whips it over to Redmond. Oh, and Redmond going to take a jumper and hits it. That's his first points of the second half. He's only got 11 in the game. Fairly modest night for Fareed Redmond, but 18-point lead all the same for Beast of the East.
Well, he's got 11, only 11 tonight, we say. But Fareed Redmond, that's what kind of his thing is, the fact that he doesn't really force a whole lot. He kind of waits for the game to come to him and takes advantage of when he can. So I think that's really an overall plus about Fareed Redmond, is the fact that he's not going out there chucking up 30 shots just praying that some go in. He really goes out there looking for the best shots and trying to do his best to make sure he contributes to his team's winning efforts.
Redmond out of Hagerstown, Maryland. And the Maryland Terrapins heavily involved in his recruiting, and after his services want to keep him at home. But Kentucky also involved with Redmond, and it can be hard for recruits to resist the temptations of Lexington Bluegrass.
Definitely hard. I mean, when you get those schools like Kentucky, the Dukes, the North Carolinas, those schools with a lot of rich history and a lot of NBA prospects. Oh, what a block there. A lot of prospects. I mean, it is hard to resist for these guys. Tough and one there from Lorenzo Phenom. But yeah, I think we're going to see Fareed Redmond, though. I think he's going to stay home in Baltimore and tear it up for the Terrapins. And I got to say, I am excited to see how he turns out on the next level.
We already know where Phenom's going. He's going to the Big Ten, too. He's going to be a Michigan Wolverine, another one who's staying home. He gets the three-point play converted, and the lead is cut to 14, closest it's been this quarter. And if the Bad Boys have a run in them, probably need to get on it pretty much now.
Yeah, right now, I mean, they got the lead cut down a little from what it was. If they're going to make a run, now is the time early in the fourth quarter. Get some momentum going, and then maybe you can turn it on later on and get back in this game.
Phenom sets the screen. Oh, and they tried to force feed him down there under the bucket, but that was a little bit of an ill-advised pass from Jones.
I mean, we've seen that a bit from Bad Boys all night tonight. Sometimes on the offensive end, they're not getting what they want, and they tend to give guys the ball in playmaking situations who I would say you probably wouldn't prefer to have the ball in those situations. And I mean, even the guys who are built for those situations, like Samuel Bogus tonight, he has 3 turnovers, not been too efficient for him. Really just been a tough night offensively, and there again for Bad Boys.
Well, that was James Jones trying that three-pointer right there, and 6'8", 220 and 220-pounder. He can actually hit from out there. He's got 17 made threes on the season, but not sure that's exactly what Coach Jackson drew up during the last time out. Jones has it again, gives it up this time to Pagnotti, who they eventually swing it down into Lorenzo Phenom. Switching to a smaller defender on him. Thought he could shoot right over him, but shot rattles out.
And we might see Bad Boys here. I mean, they need to be doing their best to get back in the game. They're not getting any open looks. They're probably going to be forcing some shots up here, trying to get anything to go. But again, we still haven't really seen them get their shooters involved at all. They got Aiden Weaver in the game right now. Haven't seen him coming off any off-ball screens, anything to get him any space to shoot it. And they still continuing to force the ball in the paint. And the best defensive team, interior, Beast of the East, is, of course, not giving up easy buckets.
Marion Goodyear with the foul there. The Bad Boys set to re-enter the game. We got Owen Pride. Weaver returning as well, and they could use some three-point shooting out of him. We're going to get back into this thing. Oh, what a dish from Pride. We'd normally expect Bogus to be finding Pride underneath the hoop, but they reversed the script right there.
The inbound play through Beast of the East off. They're getting creative here late. Maybe that's the key. Maybe get a little creative and, it doesn't even matter. I mean, yeah. Get creative all you want. Free Redmond he's gonna go back to the old black and white. He's just gonna throw up a three. That's gonna go. I mean, oh my gosh, this game's just back and forth right now. Can't even keep up, but yeah, I think this might be a loss for Bad Boys that they just have to take to the chin, and go into the race to one with their mental state high and more on the positive side.
Easy finish, kind of lazy defense from Owen Pride there, really. Cootie Show, who's had a nice game tonight. Double-digit output for Show. Oh, nice block, but Lorenzo able to gather it again, sets things back up. Shot clock resets, now under 10.
And we see the matchup there. They Beast of the East are putting JoJo Kearney on Lorenzo Phenom, trying to stop him completely. He's really been one of the more effective guys tonight for Bad Boys. I mean, JoJo Kearney's been playing great defense against him. Levin Cutler, not so much. So maybe they're able to completely shut him down and get rid of any dream of coming back in this game for Bad Boys.
Well, the Beasts are doing it with defense. We just saw the steal from Cassine Porter Jr. on the last possession, and another. Fareed Redmond has played outstanding D. If we were calling a defensive MVP tonight, we might have to consider Redmond at the top of that list. He's just been really good on that end of the court and fine on the offensive side as well.
I mean, the the defense as a whole, oh my goodness. Right as I was saying, the defense for Beast of the East has been great the whole night. Lorenzo Phenom got to throw down a nasty dunk on us. But
that's the exception. Phenom has been able to get his against Cutler and Kearney tonight, but for the most part, it's been a struggle.
Phenom's been going a little bit. No one else for Bad Boys, though, really got going on an efficient run here, so it's not turned out well for him. Got to give credit to these Beast of the East perimeter defenders. We see him there coming over, helping, closing out on the shooter there in the corner. Doesn't matter. Aiden Weaver for three.
Nice job from Bogus to find him there in the corner, too. Yeah, Bogus has had some highlight moments tonight for sure, and Phenom's been the best player on Bad Boys, but pretty anonymous for most of the rest of the squad. And they're going to want to make sure they've got that tuned up and figured out by the time Race to 1 playoffs start here soon. And hey, look, win or lose, we knew it didn't matter coming into tonight. Bad Boys are the number 8 seed in the Legacy Conference, but the question becomes, against Rocky Mountain or Gotham 5, can they take down one of these top teams in the Legacy who is going to end up being the number 1 seed there?
Oh man, that's the part where for Bad Boys I have my doubts. They've had their nights here. We've seen them, really go at it with some of the best here in SimWorld Hoops some nights during the regular season, but during playoff time when everyone's locked in, everyone's focused, the game plans are deep and they're strategic, that might be the time when Bad Boys struggle. So really for them, taking this loss here tonight doesn't mean a whole lot, but they definitely need to be preparing for the Race to 1 because it's going to be a battle.
I want to remind everybody that Race to 1 is coming right up. Like I said, we're down to the last games of the regular season. All of the playoff positions, 1 through 8 in both conferences, have been locked up. Well, the 8 teams have. Some of these squads, like Beast of the East, still fighting to hold or improve their seeding, but we know who the 16 squads are going to be at this point. Bogus can't get that 3 to go, and with under 90 seconds remaining and a 15-point margin, I am going to say that pretty much makes it all but official. Beast of the East are going to win this one. They are going to improve their record to 20-11. Bad Boys set to fall to 16-15. Oh, nice. Oh, I thought John was going to pull that rebound down there, but squirted out of his hands, gets away. We got a minute here to go, Sam. Let's go ahead and give the folks our Player of the Game nominations. Who do you got? And what's really kind of been a team effort. This is not an easy selection, I don't think. And then clearly you got to pick somebody from Beasts.
Yeah, you got me thinking here. I'm really kind of don't know who to give it to. I think if I had to give it to someone tonight, I gotta really just give it to the entire Beast of the East squad. The interior defense, they all played really well. They played their role, shut down all interior presence of Bad Boys, and perimeter-wise, the perimeter guys got the shots to go when they needed to get them to go, and got all types of steals from the ball handlers of Bad Boys. So the entire Beast East squad came in tonight, did what they had to do, took care of business as they do, and it's going to be a good victory for them.
I think I'll back you up on that. We can give a collective game ball to Beast of the East. I will give a little shout out to Kamarian Goodyear, who I thought provided a total spark for this club off the bench. Played really well tonight, but so did everybody. Cootie Show dribbles this thing out, and we are done 71-58. Bad Boys got down early, came back, got as close as 3 at one point, but in that third quarter, Beast of the East just took control, and one more win makes a 4th seed, which they're currently in, holding on to that and locking it up even more likely. But hey, both of these teams are in the Race to 1 playoffs. Maybe we'll see them again. Well, we hope we're going to see all of you again here on SimWorld TV tomorrow night. I want to remind you that we're kicking things off. Frost me up a little bit. Tomorrow night we're starting at 8 o'clock. I said the wrong time early, but we're getting a little bit of a late start. But we do have a doubleheader. First game, 8 o'clock Eastern, Heartland Zombie Stars and the Yacht Club. And then closing things out with Asia Pacific taking on Best Coast at 9 o'clock Eastern. So look forward to those. Hopefully they'll be as good as our games here were tonight. I want to tell you that on behalf of my own good self, Lava, my broadcasting partner in crime this evening, Sam, and Els, and everybody else behind the curtain here at SimWorld, we thank you so much for being with us. Hope to see you again soon. And remember, SimWorld is the only place where you can see the game, be the game.